Hi teacher, we are the group number 4 and in this video we are going to talk about the city of Toronto in Canada. So let's start. Toronto is the capital city of the Canadian province of Ontario. With a record population of almost 3 million citizens, it is the most populous city in Canada and the fourth most populous city in North America. The city is the anchor of the Golden Horseshoe, an urban agglomeration of 9 million people surrounding the western end of the Lake Ontario. Toronto is an international center of business, finance, arts, and culture, and it is recognized as one of the most multicultural and cosmopolitan cities in the world. Toronto covers an area of 630 square kilometers and it is 1 hour ahead of Honduras time. A flight to Toronto can range from $550 to $1,000 or more. It all depends on the class, passengers, and stopovers of the flight. Most flights from Honduras usually have at least one stopover before arriving in Toronto, which makes the trip last approximately between 16 to 24 hours, all depending on where the stopovers are and how many stopovers the flight has. Although taking the most expensive flights, you can find flights of only 7 or 9 hours. The climate in Toronto is very varied, with very cold winters and quite hot summers. And although it is usually cold, in Toronto you can enjoy all 4 seasons during the year: winter, summer, fall, and spring.
I'm gonna talk about places you can visit in Toronto. I'm inviting you to visit Kensington Market, the most hipster neighborhood in Toronto. In Kensington, you will find many students and artists who will give its characteristic bohemian air, second-hand clothing, vintage stores, signature coffees, and home-cooked restaurants. There is all that and more to discover by getting lost in the streets and alleys of Toronto's most hipster neighborhood. The NC Tower is the landmark of Toronto. It was the tallest building and supported structure in the world. This majestic construction offers unique perspectives and landscapes of Toronto and its neighborhood. Royal Ontario Museum. The building facade was extended with a modern glass structure, making the Rome building one of the most important architectural works in Canada. Inside, you can find everything from dinosaur fossils to iconic Canadian works of art. Street Lawrence Market is a fabulous food market located in the heart of the city. Also, you can find fresh and top quality products. In addition, in the lower part of the market there is a place where you can taste all kinds of international food. Dundas Square. New York has Times Square and Toronto has Dundas Square. It's the nerve center of the city and one of the places you will pass the most time during your stay in Toronto. Casa Loma, a charming castle. It is a mention that it tried to copy the castle of Balmoral in Scotland. However, the cost of maintaining it was very high, and the Toronto City Council seized it in 1933 to turn it into a museum.
What to eat in Toronto? Here are some of the typical dishes, recipes, and food that you have to try in Toronto: salmon, maple syrup, smoked beef sandwich, baby threads, mac and cheese, and more. Poutine, crispy fried cheese curd and a rich sauce combined to create dream food, and different Canadian Meal is so popular that it can now be found all over the world. The classic version is great of its own, but ingredients like pork, bacon, and smoked meat are versions that one can find in restaurants. The classic version can be found in almost Canadian street stores. Bannock, delicious and versatile. Bannock is a simple bread that was a staple in the yet Aboriginal Canada. Modern versions of bannock included baked fried. In recent years, bannock has seen a surge in popularity with new twists and variations popping up in bakeries and cafes across the country. You have to try it. Baby tails, piece of delicious fried dog topped with a variety of toppings like Nutella. Restaurant Nom 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 Poutine. Apparently this restaurant prepares one of the best poutine in all Canada. Do you know what we're talking about? Poutine is one of the Canadian national dishes. It's the fried potatoes accompanied with the beef sauce and specific cheese. Holy shit, if you want to eat a hamburger, you know that there are endless possibilities in the city, but if you want to play it safe, you have to try a Holy Shock burger. Drinks. Ice wine. Ice wine we made with grapes naturally frozen in the vineyards, which are harvested and processed without choking. Cis. Caesar is the name given to a Canadian cocktail that is made with clamato juice, a mixture of tomato juice and clam broth, Worcester sauce, hot sauce and vodka, in addition to the glass where will be served. Salt is placed in ring and garnished with a lemon with a sprig of celery. Maple leaf cocktail. The maple leaf cocktail is a Canadian drink that is also known as the maple leaf cocktail, and is prepared with maple and maple syrup, bourbon, lemon, and spices such as cinnamon or vanilla to have a little more flavor.
Toronto's economy is one of the most varied and strongest in North America. It's Canada's leading industrial, commercial, and financial center. Toronto's great economic growth was spurred by the discovery of large deposits of natural resources throughout the province of Ontario, and growing presence of the automobile industry throughout the south of the province. According to data from 2004, Toronto's gross domestic product is approximately $129 million, and its per capita income is $43,000. Toronto is the main banking center of the country. The 5 largest banks in the country have their headquarters in the city. Toronto's GDP is 18% of Canada's GDP, which is largely due to the strong financial industry in Toronto. The Canadian dollar has an exchange rate of 1 with approximately 27 US cents. This coin is subdivided into 100 cents. This coin is divided into 5, 10, 20, 50, and $100 bills. The coin into 1, 2, 5, 10, 25 cents, and $2. As a curiosity, the government decided to withdraw the $1,000 bill from legal circulation to prevent money laundering and tax evasion. Although this action has not yet been executed, these will not lose their nominal value.
Historically, Canadian culture has been influenced by the traditions and customs of the English, French, and Indian cultures. Throughout the national territory, you can find various forms of cultural, linguistic, artistic, and musical expressions distinctive of each region. Without a doubt, one thing Toronto is known for is being the most diverse and multicultural city in the world. 50% of its population is born in another country. We can find people from different parts of the world, such as India, China, the Philippines, Pakistan, and of course, from Latin America. Punctuality and honesty are the characteristics of Canadians, who also have a high respect for the rules of coexistence and civility, which makes Canada an orderly and safe country to live in. Canadians are very conscientious about recycling. Wherever you go that is classified garbage, they care a lot about the environment. Also, something curious about their culture is that Canadians take off their shoes when they get home, and they only greet each other with a short hug. About public transportation in Toronto, there are different types. For example, the subway. There are currently 4 subway lines: yellow, blue, green, and purple. Normally they work from 6 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. from Monday to Saturday, while on Sundays it is from 8 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. The streetcar or trams, there are 11 routes and they normally operate 24 hours a day. Trams travel through the main street of the center and also connect the metro stations. The buses. Most of the buses run between 6 a.m. and 1 a.m. every day, with the exception of Sunday, when they start running at 9 a.m. Normally, they make the connection between the main metro stations.
Hi, the top 3 hotels in Toronto are Chelsea Hotel Toronto, One King West Hotel, and Resident Sheraton Center Toronto Hotel. Toronto has some curiosities. It has the largest underground pedestrian system in North America, one of the best curiosities in Toronto. It is called PATH and it connects 1,200 shops and restaurants, 50 office buildings, 206 hotels, 5 subways stations, and 1 train station. Toronto is one of the most multicultural cities in the world. According to The Economist, Toronto is one of the best cities in the world to live in. This is largely due to the fact that it is the safest city in America. 1 in 4 films produced in Hollywood are actually shot in Toronto. It served to replace scenes set in New York, since it is much cheaper to shoot them in Toronto than in the Big Apple. In Toronto is the longest street in the world. It is Yonge Street, one of the arteries of the city which can extend up to 56 kilometers, where you will also find many restaurants.